Good morning, and it is good morning because you can hear the birds outside. Beautiful morning.
It is a beautiful morning because I tested negative
For HIV?
for coronavirus.
Ah, okay. I thought I was like, man, this.
So,
I was like, keep it on the down low. Okay, yeah. So we had a scare because Jose, he got a letter from somebody saying that they have the coronavirus. And
No, you know what it was? It was my boss saying someone, because they can't legally tell you, I guess, who. And someone at the company had it, but we all didn't know who. And we were trying to figure out. And it just so happened like 3 of the girls were on vacation. So we're all trying to think like, which one had it. And so we all ran out and got tested. And I tested negative.
yes.
So we're good. We're good.
Then I had to tell my friend that because she was with the show last week with us.
But you got to tell them that I pranked you.
Oh, I did. Okay, no.
So I texted Carlos that I have coronavirus, and I pranked him with a positive fake test result.
You can post that, right?
I can show it.
And this motherfucker, man, I was like, fuck. It felt like I got a girl pregnant that I didn't want, that I didn't love. I was like, man, I have to take care of it now.
So what did you tell Nubia?
I just sent her
The fake.
No. I sent her the letter you told me that you sent me.
Uh-huh.
So she got tested or whatever. No. So yeah, so I had to tell her that, right? And so she's like, okay. She went to go get tested, and so we were waiting for yours.
And then my test took like 3 days to.
He used his Medi-Cal,
and they didn't.
So anyway, so then like the third day of your test, I send her that. Yeah, she's like, I hate you. She was crying, dude.
Oh, you did the prank better. You spaced it out.
I wasn't gonna do it at all because I was like, that's pretty mean. But then Carlitos over here was like, come on, do it.
So I only pranked you and my other coworker who was on vacation, and she was mad. She tested negative too, so we're good.
What a dick! This is what happens when you get married. Just do shit like that. Just
yeah.
Damn, I'm glad I don't work with your ass. Oh man. Anyways.
So what do we have on the show today?
Oh, we have Trenton Stuart Jones in the house. We also have a good friend of Pajaritos a volar, pajaritos. We also have a good friend from high school, Stacey Haire. Woohoo! He hasn't subscribed yet because I checked on my subscribers, and thanks a lot. Unbelievable.
We shouldn't have him.
Unbelievable. Anyways. Yeah, we have a good show here. There's a couple of announcements I want to say. I'm going to post something. We'll talk about the testing right now. But I do want to encourage... Oh, actually, you know what? There's been a post that Vanessa Guillen, she's a soldier with the United States Army, and she was stationed in Texas. She's 20 years old and she's been missing. So there's been a lot of
media coverage.
Media coverage over her. So any Army doggies, any Army people, if you have any information, please contact your local authorities because it doesn't look good for her. But if you know anything, just make sure you.
How do you go missing from an Army base, though? That's crazy.
You know what? I did a research paper on military's MST, military sexual trauma. And they say part of the research was that 1 in 4 women in the military get sexually abused. And, that's my assumption. That happened.
Scary.
So 1 in 4 women. And those are the people, only the women that report it. Those are not the ones that don't report it.
Yeah, don't report it.
So, anyways, and that was a serious note. So, we also have, one thing I learned about the whole Black Lives Matter.
What did you learn?
I learned that Juneteenth, it's a celebration, and the reason I'm bringing this up is because I reposted my friend's. He had a Juneteenth, right? And I reposted it, and I got so many like negative comments.
Really?
Yeah, from all that.
What was the post?
It was Juneteenth, like
just celebrating Juneteenth.
Yeah, and I got so much like flack from it. But of course they're all Latino Trump supporters that never want to come to my show. And I was like, once I started, I went. What happened is that whole Black Lives Matter, this riots, it made me reflect on my inner racism, and I did, because a lot of people say, so anyways, I needed to check myself because I didn't see any black friends on my feed, right, my friends. And I was like, damn, that's fucked up. Like, I mean, I do have black friends, but not as many.
The algorithm says you don't. If you don't see them on your feed, that means you're not interacting enough with your black friends.
Right. And, okay, so I started, like, analyzing all the stuff that I said and where it come from. So I did a lot of things. I learned the Juneteenth, it's a celebration because it was in Texas. Slavery ended in 1865. Okay, after the Emancipation Proclamation, but a lot of the southern states this was in Texas.
They were holding out.
They wouldn't say that. So Major General Gordon Granger issued the above order. He had no idea that never mind. It doesn't make sense. Oops.
Basically, 2 years later.
2 years later, they went there and they told the slaves that they were free, and that happened in June 19th. So and this is the first time I was aware of it. So
you know what? I wasn't aware of it either. And when I heard that Trump was holding a rally or trying to hold a rally on Juneteenth, I was confused. I thought Juneteenth was like a white supremacist or like a event.
I thought that there was a massacre of black people, but I got it confused with one of the stories of Black Wall Street. And that's another thing I learned, where there was a very successful African American community in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So I thought it was part of that. But anyways, I started reading, and that's another thing that they happened. Like, so anyways,
so I was confused too.
So
I wasn't aware of Juneteenth.
It's a celebration. I'm not sure why do my people get all butt hurt. No, I understand, because you guys listen to Trump and Rush Limbaugh and
Fox News,
and you guys, this is their comeback. Well, the Democrats, oh no, the Republicans freed the slaves. That's their comeback. That's their highlight. That's all they can say.
That's all they can say.
They just ignore. They didn't. That's all they read. They read that history book to 1865. That's it. After that, they just skip those chapters. Anyways,
anywho,
I'm gonna start. One thing I do encourage people that I'm gonna post the dates that Trump's gonna come do rallies, and I'm really gonna encourage you, Trump supporters, please go.
Don't wear a mask.
Go, hug each other, love each other, and the corona thing is fake. So don't worry about it. So I really encourage. We can post the links, right? But they also have to sign a form.
Rallies, yeah.
Right? We can put that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll encourage you to go to Trump Run. Anyways, we have a good show for you today. Okay, so please stay tuned with my first guest, Trenton Stuart Jones.
All right.
All right. And welcome back here to the Loma Chronicles.
Woo!
Yeah. All right, we have a special guest. He's a good friend of mine. I've known him since I started comedy. Yeah, he's a very good friend of mine. Give it up to Trenton Stuart Jones.
One and only.
I must say I love the both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we love you too. I mean, I can say that for myself.
What are you trying to imply? Did Jose doesn't love me?
I don't know. He didn't say anything.
Didn't I bring him water?
This is gonna be a spirited set.
So, how are you? Happy Juneteenth.
Thank you, brother.
Belated Juneteenth.
You know, it's still, the end.
You know, Mexicans, we're always late.
We get there on time too, on our time.
So,
We're on time today.
how you doing? How you coping with the coronavirus?
Oh man, for me, honestly, selfishly, it's the best thing that ever happened to me.
What is that?
Traffic is good. Gas is low. I live by myself, so I'm already quarantined.
Staying positive.
You gotta put a silver lining.
That's it, man.
I was in traffic the other day, and I felt like the Native American man whose land was being polluted. I was like, all these cars.
That was a good thing about the quarantine. It was clean.
Man, gas was almost lower than $2. In some places in California, it was like $2. I was like, let's keep this thing going.
I also saw you that you marched, right?
Yeah, I was.
Black Lives Matter.
I did a couple of marches. Actually, the first one I got caught in. I was doing food deliveries, and I just got caught in it. And I wasn't going no place. I said, let me pull this car over. Not trying to get through and get socked. Them fools in Van Nuys don't play.
It's crazy.
They actually burned 2 cars. I said, let me park mine down the street and hold a sign.
Oh, man.
Black lives.
Police cars?
No, regular cars in the neighborhood.
Damn.
Yeah, regular cars in the neighborhood. And that was like 2 or 3 weeks ago when it, like Hollywood was doing their thing. Everybody, Santa Monica was doing their thing. And then it just hit Van Nuys. And, like if you know Van Nuys, like right there off of Chandler and Van Nuys is the courthouse and all of those government places. But then you got side streets, and one of the side streets, I was trying to avoid all those marchers. Sorry, until I joined, I was trying to avoid. I got recruited, and I turned down a side street, and I was like, "Man, this car's on fire," and then it got pretty real. I was like, "Wow, man," Yeah, and then people were like throwing fireworks, like we won the lottery.
So you were telling me about the Black Lives Matter, how it started, because a lot of people, I knew how it started, but you elaborated on what issues have you, you as a black individual, a black American, do you see this as a good thing? What happened with all this protesting? You think change can happen?
Yeah, man. Like, look, you already know I'm over 50. So, like,
You're over 50?
Yeah, I drink the blood of young Negroes to maintain my vigor. But like when I was a little kid, I was right there in another movement. JFK, Malcolm X, Martin, and like when they killed Martin Luther King, it's like they took a lot of hope away. And you could see King, Malcolm X, Kennedy, all of these people were like people who provided hope for us moving forward.
So you were what, like 15?
No, I was a kid. I was a little kid. Like King was killed in 1968. I think I was 5 at that point. Oh. And then Robert F. Kennedy, he went, and Malcolm went. But these are things that, like, as a little kid, you can feel. You see all the adults around you, and you see the events around you, and you feel that everybody is sad. Like when they killed King, it was almost like, like somebody just socked you, and you could feel your grandmother, your father, everybody. I had a dad too. You feel everybody reeling from that devastating
From that.
blow.
That's something new.
We didn't know this.
Surprise.
Breaking news.
You gotta put that on breaking news. But this last time, just an abbreviated thing, those women who started Black Lives Matter, and you could say whatever you want to say about the radicalism, the Antifa joining, looting, and all that other stuff that's come from it. Those women saw the hopelessness that came from Trayvon Martin being killed. And basically a jury saying that even though he was told to stand down and he initiated the contact and he killed this young man, that George Zimmerman was acquitted. So, that was a devastating blow to people of color, black people and people of color, once again, witnessing, an innocent life taken. And then you hear all the rhetoric about how he was a gangbanger and he did this, that. That doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
He killed him. But those women felt what a lot of people were feeling. Like, damn, our lives don't even matter. And so they came up with the movement, Black Lives Matter. You know what I mean? And when I hear people talk about all lives and all this other stuff, they try to put a spin on it we're promoting some kind of black superiority. It's like, no, man, no. When you watch Latinos and blacks systematically gunned down or killed by the system and people move on, what you're telling those people is your lives don't matter. And so somebody came along and said, yes, they do. And so now to see, fast forward, all these people, man, white. I saw something that almost made me cry. These little kids were walking down the street in one clip and screaming, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, like little white kids. And I'm seeing people from all creeds and people from all races and people from all walks of life saying, we're tired of the BS.
Right.
Because people don't really know how deep it is, but my family is really racist. But when I say my family is really racist, I say that between my brother and I. This is the way we cope with racism, and some of my friends too that are black. But we cope with racism by really pointing out some of the racist stuff, and some of the rhetoric. I'm looking for some of the stuff I sent my brother and that my brother sent me. Here was something that, they used to have soaps called Nigger Boy and, all kinds of demeaning stuff, just to hold that position of you're nothing. You know what I mean? The propaganda goes so deep. A lot of people don't even know that they're spewing and have these kind of attitudes. They've done studies where little kids of color have looked at a white doll and a brown doll and took the white doll because they said that the brown doll or the black doll was evil.
Yeah.
That's institutionalized programming.
That's what I was telling him last time. It's casual racism. It's so casual and so nonchalant but it's still racism.
It's still racism.
Hold on. Let me go back, okay?
Don't go. I'm just saying that it exists.
No, hold on.
Don't go back.
If I say most white women are Karens,
Well, see, when you say Karens, that's fine. When you say most white women, you're
Categorizing.
You're categorizing.
Yeah, but that's not all. You keep emphasizing on. You can't label all of them. I'm not. I said most.
And here's the thing too. Even with that, everybody is innocent until proven guilty. See, one of the things that's going on right now.
Not on public.
It's true. Public opinion. Somebody raises the call, but there's so many people on different sides throwing this incendiary Molotov cocktail ball with their words. Mm-hmm. And it's where do we begin to communicate if everybody is throwing the gasoline and throwing the fire? There are a lot of white women that have white privilege, but and they're oppressive. But you and I both know there are certain places we can't go amongst our own communities. So, we want to take the man down. We want to stop racism and casual racism and all that other stuff. But let's do it in a way where we can have dialogue and not shut off dialogue. You know, one of the things like I have a lot of Latino partners, and one of my partners one time, he said to me, he's one of our partners, he looks like Jesus and very enlightened. He said to me, we were chilling because we used to have lunch a lot, and he said, you know, if we went to jail together, we wouldn't be able to hang out. And I was like, fuck, I don't want to go to jail.
Now, you know what's funny? This is probably stereotypical, but you know, Latinos and blacks that's our expectation of like going to jail. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't think about like, you know what, if we had our own business, you know, maybe we could collide, but
collaborate.
But that's our institutionalized socialization too.
Right.
You know, like a lot of people, like I was talking to somebody the other day. He's a good friend of mine, but you know, our opinions differed. And his wife is black. He had to point that out. And she doesn't think the way most black people do. He had to point that out. But to say, this is what the gist of what he was saying was, you know, black people and black people always get it. But he was like I had to throw in, you know, Latinos too. I said, so it's just so simple to say that a people are lazy. But you look at those same people in other places, or those same people when they come here and they become very productive. Why is that? Why are the people here, the black and brown here, maintaining a level of a certain intelligence here? But you go to Africa, they're building shit. You go any place in the world, to Central America, they're building shit. But here, they're collecting food stamps and they're killing each other. I'm not saying that doesn't go on any place else.
It doesn't. They don't have food stamps.
Some sort of social help. I mean, you can go to Cuba and see how bad it is in Cuba. You know, Dominican Republic, you know, different places. But my point is, you know, people get indoctrinated here. The one show I love the best, the one movie I think is better than any movie that's ever been made, and I like a lot of movies, is Trading Places with Ralph Bellamy and Eddie Murphy. Basically, they said, if you took a person that was in a dismal situation and put them in a situation that was thriving, they would adapt to their environment. And if you did vice versa, took a person that was very successful and hit him with all kind of social things that devastated him, at some point he would adapt to the lower society. And they made a dollar bet. So, you know, they took Eddie Murphy, who was the beggar, and then he became this big socialite, and Dan Aykroyd, who was a socialite, and they made him this bum, just to show us the effects of socialism and how you're socialized. Now, does that mean everybody stays in their confined parameters? No. But the majority of people pass on the same socialization that they receive. That's why you see whites passing on generational wealth. That's why you see whites passing on all kinds of things to have a conducive, wonderful life. And the masses of Latinos, the masses of blacks, not the few that have made it, they're passing on the socialization that they receive. Man, I'm just trying to make it. Man, I ain't fucking with that school. Man, orale, stay in the hood. All of that stuff is just socialization. You know, and it's like, I was talking to this guy, and he was telling me about his wife's point of view, which I've heard so many times. To categorize somebody or a group of people as just being lazy is just racist propaganda to deny the socialization and the institutionalized racism exists.
I think what happens as well is that people don't have the critical thinking skills to actually think.
But they think they do.
Right. So they hear it, like, for example, like, people don't read the whole article. They don't read books. You know, it's like, for example, I posted this thing about Juneteeth, right? You know, I have black friends, so this is the first time that I've been that I've been aware of this, as you know. So and all these Latinos are like Trump supporters are all bashing me for putting it up there. I'm like, well, read it. Like they keep saying, oh, well, the Democrats invented the KKK, or they freed the slaves, or the Republicans freed the slaves. And I'm like, motherfucker, you're arguing about some shit that happened in 1800.
And it's irrelevant to what we're talking about right now.
And it's like, we don't have that, both people. I was that part of, because I see myself in all those ignorant ass comments that people say, and I'm like, oh yeah, because I didn't actually pause and think about the situation of an individual. Not until I started sobering up. That's when I started having a lot of.
Don't blame it on the bottle.
No, the bottle was my solution. Yeah, so going, like when I was in rehab, I was rehabbing, I was probably one of the ones that did have a home, but most of the veterans, they were like homeless and they were a really bad situation. And they still had that mentality at the time Obama was in office. And he was, they were like, oh yeah, they were just attacking the whole ideology of socialism and all that stuff. And these motherfuckers, like, were white, complaining that socialism, the U.S. was turning into communist and all this shit. Basically, they're in a social program, okay, with their Obama phones.
Hello.
Complaining about
that damn president. Hold on a second, I gotta take a call.
So yeah, it's just that people don't think about the whole situation, or they don't even think about other people as individuals. They just see themselves like, for example, like one thing I had to pause. I'm over here like, yeah, Black Lives Matter, but then I look at my feed, my like people that watch my stuff. I'm like, damn, man, I don't have any black friends. Well, I mean, I do.
He just admitted it.
Yeah.
I do.
Trent's
but
right here, man.
No, I know.
He doesn't consider me black. I'm sorry.
No. But it's like, okay, well, why is that?
I won't watch his feed.
Well, why is that? Because I've been conditioned to just segregate.
That's what happens, though.
And right. So anyways, I was thinking sometimes we have to look in ourselves first, and then make changes and start from there.
You had said something even, poignant too, because like you and I, we talk a lot, and like you said, I've come to the realization. I started reading. Like when the first time he recommended a book, I was like, hey, I don't know about this fucker. I'm just drink with this fucker. Now he's recommending books. But like those are the things that get your mind going. I put in there one of my posts the other day. I said, how can people imagine themselves in other people's shoes if they lack imagination? Mm-hmm. And one of the ways you get a big imagination is you read. And we are not reading. We are not reading. We're not doing creative stuff. People wake up, the first thing they hit is this. Or they get on the internet and they want to talk about situations that have layers, but they're only on the first tier. And that's why I don't argue with most people, because most people are on those first tiers. And when I start going here, or people start going here, it's like, oh, well, why do you want to bring that up? Because they're basically telling you, stay right here and let's banter about stuff, and let's just banter about it. Let's not really look at solutions, because I lack the imagination to implement any kind of solutions.
I agree with you. Before we wrap it up, I was thinking about, like, that's why a lot of these Trump supporters love Trump.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't read. He doesn't read, and it's out there, and it's like, well, I don't even try to engage with him, and it's bad and a couple of people I hear them out, but it's very hard.
You can't argue with people, man. That like, why? That's wasted energy. As you get older, you start learning about energy,
Right.
and energy is something
you wasted on.
You know what I mean? And energy is like time. You only got a certain amount, so you got to make sure. You make sure that energy is not wasted, like a battery. If I'm sitting here all day watching my phone and playing with the internet, then when I need the battery for something productive, the energy is done.
Boom.
It's like my brain.
That analogy right there.
You know what I'm saying?
So as far as stand-up comedy, are you doing any shows?
Everything is on Zoom right now. We're still trying to get in the clubs. I've been talking to a couple of the clubs, and they're still like down. I'm not really big on Zoom. I haven't done any stand up on Zoom. I've done a.
Don't do it. Then.
I got my own podcast. I got my own funny questions, funnier answers. Because
what's the name of your podcast?
It's called Funny Questions, Funnier Answers.
Oh, okay.
And basically, we just ask dumb questions, and you just hear people giving like these side-splitting answers, and it just basically started from me like posting on the internet, and
wasting time.
Yeah, but I was keeping my stand-up sharp. I'll tell you, Carlos.
And people can find you on
the real TSJ, or you can just look me up at Trenton Stuart Jones, the American Negro. And so.
Is that really your? Huh?
Trenton Stuart Jones, and I'm working on getting the American Negro.
All right.
Because I would read that. I would read that book.
It's a good read. He
You on the
stays out
cover?
of jail. He messes with Cuban and Latina chicks, a few Asians, and every now and then a white girl. So.
I will read it.
But it's like, just look me up, because like now I'm posting, and basically what I'm doing is staying sharp. I'm doing a lot of talk shows and like podcasts and stuff like that, just to stay sharp, keep my comedic timing sharp. I got a whole lot of material that I need to like smooth out.
Right.
So you'll see me.
All right. So you can find Trenton Stuart Jones on
The Real T.S. Jones.
All right. Any last words?
Facebook, Twitter.
Any last words?
Any
last words, like you're gonna be executed.
This damn socialite. That did sound bad, like there's a couple of guys out there.
Anyways, you can find Trenton Stuart Jones on all the social media.
Yeah.
And thank you very much for coming out. I appreciate it. We'll be back. Hey, what's up? This is Carlos. Once again, we're back here at the Carlos Loma Chronicles. Woohoo! We have a special guest. He's the first black Trump supporter.
Oh, man. Oh, wow. Hopefully nobody cut it off right before you said that. Right after you said that, at least,
I'm kidding. He's a friend of mine from high school. I graduated from Pomona High in 98. I graduated in 97. And I did his talent show, Stacey Haire.
Yes.
Haire? Okay.
Yes, and oh gosh, when he did this talent show.
Wait.
Okay,
How did you come up with the talent show anyways?
All right, so we were going to hold a class reunion, but we incorporated 4 classes. So it was supposed to be 94 through 98. And we're creating fundraiser, trying to create some fun so we can get a venue to make this happen. And so we decided to do a talent show. And it was a bootleg talent show. And so Carlos decided to participate. And the crowd, I swear, it was probably like no more than 10 people in there.
It was like a big setup,
It was at Palomares Park, the recreation center.
Yeah, or as Mexicans like to refer, the quinceañera place.
But so he gets up there, he gets introduced. Boo! They didn't even give him a chance. Boo! Get him out! And literally, this guy ripped it. Like, he ripped it, but this crowd, they didn't give him a chance. And, I was like, this dude, like, he was good. But from there, he went on to, Carlos Loma show?
Yeah, I went to the improv. Yeah, that was at that time, I was just hungry. I didn't care.
You went from a talent show to the improv.
From a bootleg talent show to, hey, look at all this.
Yeah, I remember.
Right here in downtown LA.
to the world famous comedy improv.
No, every time I used to, I was happy to look for that talent show actually, because I was like, because at the time I never performed in Pomona,
Yeah.
and that was kind of like a comeback, like that. I thought there was gonna be parade for myself, and then my face, they were gonna chant my name and all that shit.
It was 10 people booing you.
It was brutal. I mean, these 10 people are probably all friends, and it all takes is one person to kick off, and they all just go with it. But, they never listen to the whole concept of what you were bringing. So, but you did it. Yeah, I think you did a great job. And
Thank you.
And you went on to improv, and
I got kicked out of there too.
See, I was going to bring that up, but so what's the story behind that?
At that time, that was when I was really drinking, and
Refer to episode 5, season 1.
I was really drinking, and my ego started getting into me, and I just, I just woke up with like all my money spread out, fucking in my room and shit.
Oh wow!
And they're like, and I got my phone it blew up.
Yeah.
And they're like, you fucked up, right? I was like, fuck.
Oh wow! Man.
No, you know what I fucked up too?
What's up?
I was already having a showcase for Comedy Central, and and who curses everybody out there at this Christmas party show?
Carlos.
Really? Oh wow! So
moral of the story is don't drink.
Alcohol is not your friend, buddy. No.
Well, I've learned. Well, yeah, because I've been sober almost 5 years, and I had to learn.
All right.
Yeah, that's one of the bad things that I picked up during the way of comedy.
Okay. So let me ask you. You're interviewing me, but I'm actually going to ask you a question. Did you used to go and have routine or perform while you're
drunk?
Drunk, yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, I didn't feel comfortable without drinking after a while.
Oh.
But
I have footage of him performing.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Yeah, there was times that I don't remember performing.
Oh really?
Yeah. And it was just it became I would have like I mean, at the end when I started, like, I was just carrying bottles and shit, like, vodka bottles. I will drink like a vodka bottle before I go up, or it was that was just I became a.
So you didn't feel right unless you had that bottle before.
I didn't feel right anywhere. I would fucking go. I would drink anywhere. It was just really bad at the end. I mean, my last DUI was It was 6 months. They gave me 6 months.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was very severe alcoholic.
Yeah. See, I mean, as long as we all learn from our mistakes and things that go on, then that's all we can do to keep going forward.
Thank you.
It's good. You see, you still healthy. Nice setup.
Are you trying to take over my show now?
I'm just saying, brother. I haven't seen you in a while. It's been a long time. So
since the bootleg comedy show. No, you went to the improv show, right?
Yeah.
With your girlfriend?
Oh yeah.
With your wife now?
Yes.
You have 2 kids now? Damn.
Hold on, you trying to get me in trouble?
No, but she was your girlfriend at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was years. It was years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. You have 2 kids now? What?
I have 3.
3 kids?
Yeah.
Damn.
Where you been at?
I have 2 boys and a girl.
Damn, I'm gonna get one of those.
One of these days.
One of these days.
Oh gosh, a lot of work, bro.
Really?
A lot of work.
Oh, you have 2, right?
I have 2.
Yeah.
I have 2 dogs.
7 and 5.
So you passed the sleep. Are they still waking up early in the morning?
Yeah, they still wake up 7 in the morning.
No.
There's no sleeping in.
Well, you're gonna get working on the 3, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna wait. I want to be in my 60s when I go to when I.
It happens. Yeah,
like I have no. It's like I want to tell my kids stories. Your dad did this.
You want to take your
and then after
kid
you tell the story, you're gonna take it out.
to kindergarten in your electric wheelchair.
I want to tell my kids stories. Not like some of these people from high school. Some of these people from high school, they're fucking grandparents.
Yeah.
Fucking fucking losers.
There's people that's younger than me that's went to high school with that's grandparents.
We know who fucked up there. Yeah, it's like, and then after once they have their kids and everything, they text me, hey man, we should go party. Like, don't want to party with you, grandpa.
yeah, you know, I mean, the party days is pretty much.
Yeah, it's over. That's too old. I mean, but people, you know, some people, they would just say, oh, it's my.
You know, if I go to a club.
You go party with your wife?
You know, I want to say party. It's more social mingling. Mm-hmm. Nowadays, it's social distancing. But, you know.
So you think that the coronavirus is real?
Yes.
What?
Yes, it's definitely real. I'll tell you why. Because I work in a hospital, and it's definitely a thing that's it's definitely out there. It's not a myth. People actually is spiking and
but it's hitting the minority community hard, right?
Definitely, and you know they try to put health conditions and, you know, certain things on us, but a lot of it has to do with also healthcare system, and there's a lot of people that doesn't have healthcare, or they're just not in tune with going to the doctor. Like, if you feel sick, go to the doctor. You know,
so what kind of cases are you experiencing at your workplace?
Well, it's well, you know, it's a lot of things that come up around the workplace when it comes to mortuary. So when you see the mortuary come around, then you're no, that's a real thing.
One of my friends, her father passed away, and he was in a hospice hospital. I don't know if it was a hospice or just a senior center. Mm-hmm. But he died, but they couldn't even bury him, and they couldn't even see him.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I still think there's a lot that people need to learn regarding this virus. They don't know if the time frame when you should hang with somebody after the death. So it's best to keep it safe and keep social distance even after the fact.
Why do you think people don't believe it?
A lot of people like to get political with it, I think. Mm-hmm. They incorporate the mask with either you left or right. I
just read that Trump said that people are wearing masks to go against him.
Yeah, you know, and that's crazy. I didn't know putting your own safety out there means you're going against
the president. It's
you know.
Nuts.
So, it's definitely a real thing, and I'm gonna wear a mask. You know, I walked in here, I have my mask in my back pocket. I'm gonna wear it.
You were like, there's Mexicans in Blacks here. I am definitely gonna wear a mask here.
Well, I tested negative. I can't speak for Carlos.
So you did. Have you tested?
No, it's kind of like, I feel
he doesn't believe in testing.
Would you take a test?
Oh yeah. But I feel kind of like a STD test. Like, you know, you're kind of worried in the beginning. You're like, fuck, maybe I do have some shit.
STD test.
Yeah.
Did you say STD test?
Yeah.
Okay, we went on a whole different. Okay, but I think the testing may be a little bit different, but yeah.
No, I know, but the waiting. The waiting to see.
Every time Carlos gets in a relationship, he has to get tested.
You know,
not before I get into a relationship.
Just to make sure.
Yeah. So, but the waiting there is kind of like, oh fuck me, man. Wait. No, fuck that. I used two condoms in there at that time.
Yeah, it took them 3 days to give me my results.
And how do you feel just sitting there for 3 days? Where you just like?
Well, everybody else started getting the results, like at my coworkers, and they were like negative. I was like, okay, everybody's negative. And I was like, I'm the last one, and they still got my results, and I'm like, damn. But they call me Friday. I'm good.
Did you was your mind playing tricks on you, or you like, all right, my stomach's starting to hurt. Why am I sweating?
No.
Where'd this mole come from?
I wasn't. I felt confident. Like, you know, I was like, okay, well, I haven't really been exposed. Really, I've been, you know, pretty contained as far as, you know, the people and where I'm at. So I don't know. I felt confident, and so the test results came back, and I was okay, good.
Yeah, I think everybody should be tested.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna get tested.
Yeah, Carlos.
I haven't been tested either.
No.
No.
But you know what? It's so easy and free now.
You're pressuring me.
Like, come on, take a test. Why did you take a test? No,
But it was so funny because I didn't know you can get tested even if the doctor didn't refer you. But there's places where you can just drive up and they'll take you in.
Yeah,
And it's free.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
So
Talking about the healthcare system.
Right. Really, when it comes to healthcare, there's something free?
I thought you had to like be exposed and the doctor had to refer you. But no, there's places where you could just go and you can just get tested that day.
How did they take it? Like,
So I did the nasal one.
oh, so
And that felt like they poked my brain. It felt like I was trying to sneeze. Like if I just inhaled a handful of, you know what tajin is?
No.
The Mexican
Fruit,
you know, they put
seasoning.
seasoning with the hot.
Oh, you put, okay, I don't know.
Like paprika. You know
Oh,
what
I'm sorry. You don't live in
I-
Pomona no more. I'm sorry. I live in Claremont.
I'm trying to think like, okay, because there's a seasoning. Okay,
It's probably that one.
all right. So it goes on fruit. Well,
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
It's
tajin.
called tajin or pepper. Just say pepper. Anything like spicy, and you inhale it. That's the feeling you're gonna have like afterwards.
okay.
It lasted for about an hour. But there's different places that do oral swabs, and then some do the nasal swab.
All right.
But it's super easy. Everybody should get tested.
Yeah, I think so too. Because asymptomatic, they're talking about there's people walking around that just don't know they have it.
I know, man. It was hard because my dad. Having senior parents is kind of like having kids
Yeah.
because they couldn't.
Well, you know what? We have breaking news.
Dun 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 dun. What breaking news do we have? Raider fans, the Raiders are moving to North Dakota. 2027.
Oh.
Wow. How do you feel about that as a Raider fan?
Well, if they're moving to North Dakota, no players going to fly out there. No players going to play in North
Are you
Dakota.
sure?
Well, they do play in Green Bay, right? Hopefully nobody here is a Green Bay fan. Oh. Wait.
So you're gonna be? Are you gonna be? Are you a Raiders fan? Even though they're moving to? This is the fourth time they have
definitely.
moved.
I'm looking forward to them moving to Vegas. Actually, now that they're in Vegas, we could go and party
Take a
and
drive.
take a drive. I'm already looking to buy tickets for the season.
The new.
if there's a season.
Have you seen the new stadium?
No,
No.
I've seen pictures of it. But I
Okay.
haven't.
Well, you know what? Because the Rams, the SoFi Stadium's coming out, and then the Raiders, the Raider Stadium is like the most advanced, even because they have installed like wheels they pick up, and then just it moves when they moves location.
All right. Okay.
It's kind of like a mobile home. Like okay,
All right. So the next one's probably gonna be like a spaceship. It just flies off somewhere.
that's the Rams. That's the SoFi.
Hey, but I'm just happy.
Since
that,
when have you been a Raider fan?
Oh, since they've had Bo Jackson. Since Bo Jackson.
84,
played, yeah. That's
They were in
he
LA,
actually
right?
Made me be like Tecmo Bowl. We used to use Bo Jackson.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Nobody could stop Bo Jackson in Tecmo Bowl.
I just remember Bo Jackson going to playing baseball. And I remember those Nike commercials. Bo Jackson knows his.
Oh yeah, Bo Jackson was a freak of nature. Like that guy. For any player that was a two-sport player, he's probably the best. Him and Deion Sanders.
Dude, it's because Jose doesn't play any sports
Oh,
or doesn't like any competition. He wants trophies for everybody.
so do you watch?
Participation trophies for.
So when you go like for Super Bowl, you don't watch the Super Bowl. You just kind of.
I do watch like the main like big events, and I do go to sporting events.
I went to the Clippers.
Yeah, we go to the Clippers.
You look forward to the halftime show.
Oh, he really looked forward for the halftime show the last time with J-Lo and Shakira.
Oh yeah, that was a good show. No, I just didn't grow up with like
Testosterone.
sports in the house. It wasn't like something. And then
Or-
most of my friends are the same way. Like my close friends.
They're not very testosterone-driven individuals.
No.
You know, a lot of transgender, right?
transgender. Carlos is my only friend that has that is non-trans.
I probably have the highest testosterone levels that he's ever encountered.
You know what? We should have a test. We should take testosterone levels.
Dude, they say that after you're 40, like that your testosterone levels
Really?
goes down. Fuck no, man.
No, I have
You're not 40 yet, are you?
I'm 40. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just turned 40.
How your testosterone levels are?
Well, I haven't, but I think they're like above the roof. That's what I kind of envision as.
3 kids later.
Okay, but dude, right now it's pretty low.
No.
You want to hang out?
No, I don't need to get checked out to know that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just
Kind of
making
confident.
I want to see where our levels are because he's always talking about my testosterone level.
I stopped eating meat.
So what causes it to go down?
Age,
Age and drugs and
alcohol.
not doing exercise.
Diet was it diet too? Like I don't know.
Yeah, the diet has to do a lot of it.
Yeah.
This is the first. This should be the man show right here. The first time we talk sports here at the Loma Chronicles, because usually I'm just talking by myself here.
Sports time.
Anyways, the Raiders. Yeah, come to Rams. You should come to the Rams. It's in L.A.
No. Rams is. Rams was second to the Raiders when they were both in LA.
Yeah.
They were.
The real reason I never liked the Raiders is because I associate that with gangs. And every
yeah, we could be ruthless. Yeah.
No, but I'm just saying they weren't even Raider fans. They just wore the jackets.
Yeah.
And I remember in middle school, you couldn't wear anything black or white. Like if it associated with the Raiders or anything, you couldn't wear it. I had it was like a black and white jacket, and it had Carlos here. Old English. My mom bought it, and they're like, "Nope, you can't wear it."
Cholo.
Yeah.
If I wear a Raider jersey now, like glasses, and you still think and look at me as a 40-year-old, like a thug or something.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like gangster. Like
The glasses
kind of throws throws you off, but yeah, it kind of throws you off.
the glasses, no.
Yeah,
No, because then I'll be like, they're fake. He's just trying to be cool with the young kids over here.
With the young kid.
Oh, do you have the new jerseys?
No, I need to go ahead and get a new jersey. I was kind of disappointed this past year with the whole Antonio Brown thing with him and
That fool fucked it up, dude.
yeah, I don't know. He just went crazy. And I was kind of skeptical about them picking up Antonio Brown just because we all knew he was a head case, but yeah, that I think he can still play at a high level.
Yeah, but he's I think mentally he's something's there, and I didn't think he got a very bad concussion.
Yeah,
by the guy who
I remember that.
But he's a Raider. He was a Raider.
Oh, the one that got suspended.
Yeah,
Perfett.
yeah.
I think that's his name, Perfett.
Yeah,
the linebacker. Yeah, and he's actually a really good linebacker. But he just, when it comes to players and
he's just dirty.
Yeah, he has a reputation of low blows.
I'm surprised he hasn't taken out a knife and stabbed people. It's like, here you go.
Hey. I mean, he was on the Raiders, Yeah,
So, anyways, hopefully the Raiders do move to South Dakota.
And there will be no fans there.
Yeah, they will.
South Dakota.
The Raider fans are like Trump supporters. They'll go where even the coronavirus won't stop them.
No, South Dakota, they'll cherish their college more than they'll cherish the Raiders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yes, I'm probably South Dakota, but I'm saying the Raiders will follow. Built it and they will come.
You can hear somebody say, "Yeah, South Dakota Raiders." It just
They'll just call
It
it.
doesn't flow.
They just call it South D. They'll say it.
Yeah, we can take that a whole different. different way.
You'll go to South Dakota to the Raiders. Hey, get out of here! It's like the Trump supporters. They're going to. Oh, yeah. We'll talk about that later. Anyways, thank you very much for coming out. I hope you subscribe. You know, we're not bad. We're not bad people either. You know.
No, you know what? I was on my way here, and I was actually about to hit that subscribe button, and then it was like electric bolt just came down and hit the pole in front of me, and the light went out and it messed up my whole Wi-Fi and just went out.
This has really happened?
Yeah, that was like before my son dropped my phone, and I had this new phone. And
this is the first time I hear a black man with an electric volt anything. Anyways, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Hopefully, you have another talent show.
Yeah.
Where I can get booed at. And please take care of the corona.
You call those 10 friends?
and coronavirus does exist. I was convinced of it.
Get tested.
It's real.
You know, so
social distance.
I'm convinced. Before this conversation, I was like, nah, I was part of the Trump rally and stuff.
I'm gonna do a PSA.
I thought I saw you over there.
Yeah, I was selling a counterfeit "Make America Great." Damn, yeah. Made in Mexico. Anyways, all right. Thank you very much. We'll be back here with the Loma Chronicles.